2025 was a fantastic year for you. Congratulations, you're free to skip this video. This video is for us who had to go through the trenches without suitable gear just to make it to the end of this snowstorm of a year. No winter coat, no gloves, no boots, just sheer optimism afflicted by frostbite. Time might be an illusion, the calendar might be man made, but these factors surely do seem to steer this treacherous ship that we call life as we spiraled in our personal lives. So did Earth go through the trenches economically, socially, and politically. And I would like to believe it all went downhill post pandemic.
You're watching Colloquially Correct with your host, Anesu Ashley.
The streets say that Cat Williams' interview on Club Shay Shay was the key that unlocked Pandora's box. But dare I say that Trump's January 6th fiasco may have also been a contributing factor? And now, 4 years later, the same man is in office causing havoc globally because when the almighty United States of America sneezes, we all catch a cold. Thank you so much, President Donald Trump, for the amazing tariffs. The cost of living has eased significantly. As if to distract us from the abomination of his administration, the Republicans used Charlie Kirk's death as some form of smokes and mirrors, and it appears they may have created an egomaniac in the process who happens to have a new sidekick. But hey, anything goes in the land of the free, right? I know they say you should not make politicians your heroes, especially after the grand example Donald Trump has so graciously given. In came in Zoran Mamdani. I think the last time I was this excited about a politician was during the Namibian 2019 elections when Itula stepped on the scene, but alas, he was just another pawn in the political game, which further cements my opening statement. But man, oh man, Zoran Mamdani just moves different. Is it because he's young, the suave, or maybe it's his eloquence? Or is it his strategic policies he plans on implementing and making New York affordable? Heck, all these factors definitely make him the ideal politician. He even managed to sway Trump, who had tirelessly put in so much effort into decampaigning the mayoral elect. I remember when his victory was announced, even I wanted to move to New York. Unfortunately, I can only hope and dream for such a candidate filled with such vigor on this lovely continent of ours, as our cousins love to call it, the motherland. Samia Suluhu Hassan. I remember when I heard her election back in 2021. The adage, the future is female, was materializing more than ever. I was so excited. I'm sure Tanzanians were elated too. Only for her to wind up drunk on a presidential power trip. The madam took it further this year by appointing her family members into the cabinet after her so-called election. Indeed, you cannot shame the shameless. Something is definitely brewing in Eastern Africa that has all these leaders feeling entitled. It is their world, and we are peasants who can consider themselves lucky to have a seat at their feet. Because tell me why Kenyan youth were also fighting for basic rights just for them to wound up tear gassed, beaten up by police, and some of them shot in cold blood? And the further you travel down south of the continent, you find your hope dwindling even more as you land in Zimbabwe, a country where you are taxed faster than you can say value added tax. If that's not setting you back, it's the dilapidated infrastructure of the roads, the healthcare system, and political climate. And when I look to our neighboring country, in Mzansi, South Africa, things haven't been rosy that side either. Day in, day out, violence is inflicted on women. Statistics state that femicide is at an all-time high as it is 6 times higher than the global average. How is it that the existence of women appears to threaten the livelihood of men, driving them to such heinous crimes? But let me digress before my blood pressure rises. It hasn't been all too bad though on the African continent. Her Excellency Netumbo Nandi Ndaitwa is quite the force not to be reckoned with as she keeps on making the headlines for all the right reasons. Namibia set a record by clearing their largest debt of 750 million in Trump dollars, demonstrating financial survey. Additionally, under her leadership, the government will be subsidizing tertiary education in 26, which will see their students studying for free. These are some of her achievements in her first term, causing her to even be named African Political Leader of the Year by the African Leader magazine. At this pace, Namibia might be on its way into becoming one of the leading powerhouses in the Southern African region. The Zimbabwean in me can only suffer well, shame. Speaking of surveying, don't you just love how you can prompt your preferred AI tool into generating a desired picture or video? Your favorite AI tool probably feeds into your delusions about how your friend was at fault, even though you know you're the one who fucked up. But were you aware of some of the lawsuits certain companies have been facing as they are being accused of negligence? Don't get me started on how the data centers that support artificial intelligence have reported to be one of the leading causes of pollution in the areas they are situated. Electricity and water bills are said to have risen too. Need I go on? Of course, the usage of AI is inevitable, and this tool might never go away. But for as long as we keep on making use of it, we definitely need to look deeper into the ethical policies that can be implemented on these tools. Now, on the bright side, at least, I didn't have to generate videos of Jake Paul and Andrew Tate getting their behinds whooped in the most satisfying fashion. Earth might just be healing. Deep down somewhere, a part of me hopes to have hallucinated this year, in the hopes that when the clock strikes 12 a.m., the new year will come with nothing but good vibes. But that's just wishful thinking. Maybe it's time we stop claiming the year in optimism, because it seems that we are just jinxing it. Merry New Year, if you want.
Thank you for tuning in to Colloquially Correct. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Let's keep the conversation going.